Nope, no giant crystal spiders. That thing gave off a very, very foreboding feeling of being there once it climbed to the surface. Some things you just know, you know? Unfortunately, when you get that feeling when confronting an enemy and you cannot leave, you don't really have a choice but to stay there and fight for all you're worth. I guess that is how heroes meet their end as well. That's what happened with Rimmergant. I actually thought we were facing our deaths. I wasn't happy when it was clear that he wouldn't be allowing us to leave without some sort of tie to force us to come back there and to suffer soul dissolution. But this giant crystal spider, just stood there and sort of stared at us. I don't have any issues with this giant spider. No one lives here on this little island, and I can see why. So I think it best just to let it live out its life without bothering it. Is it natural, or was it created like those leviathans? Maybe it's another creation of Galawain, the god of the hunt. He was the one who created those leviathans, one of which we killed. With all the interference by the gods and magic in our world, it's really difficult to know exactly what is natural and what isn't. Well, I'm a little surprised to see a dwarven community here in the Deadfire. The last time they had one of those, they had to abandon it. But here's another one that's sort of impoverished based upon what I see, though. I overheard that one of them is having trouble with the fact that his son went somewhere, which sounded almost like a prison sentence. I suppose I should ask about that and see if I cannot render some aid, possibly even returning his son. We'll see. I'm not even sure what the name of this place is. Junvik Village, apparently, they've been told. Hello? Nemnock be praised. Well, not all of you are praising Nemnock. What is this? The air feels slightly warmer around the carved figure. It's a very dry island, very desert-like. I overheard what you guys are saying, Tatak.
Some ink must have leaked through Anik's skull if she thinks I'll stand idly by.
Tatak mutters to himself as he presses a fine chisel into the scales of his armor, engraving runes one laborious curve at a time. I lean in for a better look at the engraving. The runes are in the Nasatik language, at least half of which spell out a litany of violent and colorful curses. The chisel goes askew and draws a harsh line across the iron. Tatak's eyes twitches.
Ah, there goes the rest of my day. What do you want, Outlander?
Sparing me a glance, Tatak begins to furiously buff the metal with the edge of his fist. This is a handsome village.
We work hard to keep it that way.
Tatak sighs and glances to each of the brick huts.
Too hard at times.
What was that argument about?
Our chieftain offered my collie to the drowned barrows.
Tatak spits in his armor and rubs harder at the chisel mark.
Nemnock accepted him. An honor to some, a tragedy to me.
Tatak sighs and wipes his brow with the back of his hand. What's Nemnock?
God of the island, a great terror of a being, but kind to us when we follow the rules.
He shakes his chisel at the stone idol at the center of the village.
A false god, you mean?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. It's probably some powerful whatever.
He's not perfect, but he's our god, lass.
Tatak sighs up at the idol.
His likeness is the most any of us have seen. We only meet his ogre minions who guard the isle. The children we send, they face him in the mountain.
He nods towards the northern horizon. I've heard nothing about a new god. This might bear a closer look.
Nemnock sure takes like a god. He demands readers, scribes, anyone handy with ink and quill. My collie had the misfortune to be born clever.
Tatak grimaces to himself.
Did you say you'd go to the Mountain of Power? Would you find my boy while you're there?
Tatak pauses his work to blink at me.
We send other tithes to the mountain as well. Gold, gems, items of power, if such things interest you.
Tatak winks and clears his throat. I had more questions about Nemnock first.
Ask on, Outlander.
This Nemnock lives in the drowned barrows.
Aye, there in the big mountain. Mighty Nemnock's Hall of Power.
He nods towards the distant peak.
Nimnok and the ogres watch over our tribe, keep us safe. But the cost.
He shakes his head and chisels a deep accent into one of his runes. I could keep out an eye for Callie. Tatok's eyes widen and his chisel falls from his hand. He raises a shaking hand to pull on the ends of his beard.
You do that? Being an outlander, I suppose you aren't bound by our ways.
I don't like, well, we're talking about a missing kid, Tatok, your kid.
The riches of a god's sanctum await any who ventures in the barrows, but I just want Callie back. Next time it'll be Nimnok who pays.
Tatok chews his lower lip and sighs as he marches towards his hut. Have you ever seen this god? Maybe it's just an ogre chief. Yeah, dwarves apparently came here a long time ago, but some of them didn't fare too well. What was it, the island that they had? Did they stop? Was it dungeon? Maybe it was Fort Deadlight. They originally settled that. But if I remember right, wasn't it taken over by Naga and they were all killed and forced to flee? Yeah. Not good. That's a hungry dog.
Got it.
You can come with me if you want. I'll call you Oak.
Outsider, you come for food?
The merchant squares her shoulders and folds her arms. Yes, show me what you have.
As you wish.
She nods stiffly and gestures to her wares. Nature's embrace. Well, there's food. Food to be had here. We already have plenty of it.
Will do.
I suppose they don't mind. They're dwarves, so they're going to have a lot of alcohol around, aren't they? It's typical. The only thing worse than a dwarf is a pirate dwarf. Oh, that's the drunkard. Hello? Muttering in prayer, the tattooed chieftain scoops palmfuls of sand into a stout mound. She leans forward and blows on the mound hard enough to scatter it to the breeze. A smile spreads across her face as a breeze carries due north.
I offer amends for the slight of Tatok, Great One. A gift of breath and wind for his wasted words.
She opens her arms and calls out to the northern horizon. Finally, she dusts off her palms and turns to me.
Speak up, unless you're just resting your sea legs.
She raises an eyebrow and nods. You and Tatok were arguing about Callie.
Kali joined mighty Nemnok in the drowned barrows, against the wishes of his infidel father.
Anik folds her arms and glances over my shoulder.
Nemnok does Kali great honor. Tatok is a fool to think otherwise.
I hear that Nemnok is your god.
Nemnok is the god of this island and patron of our tribe.
Anik crosses her arms over her chest.
Nemnok gives life and safety to all Junvik. To feed the barrows with sacrifice is to feed our prosperity.
Why did Nemnok take your tribesmen?
It is not for me to question the will of a god,
Oh my.
nor is it any business of yours.
You people are just so stupid. She furrows her brows and pins me with a warning glance.
Kali was blessed to be taken. May we all be as clever
It's
and
not
beloved
a
as he.
god, I'm sure it's not. Earlier you mentioned something about Nemnok's accord.
In exchange for our obedience to Nemnok's laws, the Mighty One guarantees our safety and plenty.
She claps her hand over her heart and bows to the north.
One day, all of the Deadfire will accept Nemnok's accord.
I don't think so. Back to my other questions.
Speak on then.
What's a tribe of boreal dwarves doing in the Deadfire?
Thriving, my outlander friend.
Her lips part, showing strong teeth.
The elders of my youth told stories of those who crossed the sea by a great land bridge. Now, I tell them to my children. The gods opened a path for us, and we trudged forward, spurred by inviting whispers carried over the horizon.
She nods towards the mountain to the north.
We followed prophecy until we found mighty Nemnok, who gives us safety, security, and a future.
She lets out a breath and smiles, so I study her face tattoos. The ink outlines a complex maze from her jaw to her to her brow. I get a little dizzy just peering closer. Anik smiles as she takes note of my interest.
When I was born, the Holy Woman told my mother these markings would bring me luck.
Or they just make people go crazy staring at their face.
So far, they bring only more questions. But Is that not the nature of faith?
She chuckles to herself. These fish have long since dried and lost their odor. Is this flint and tinder? Fine steel dagger. Well, that would seem to be... There's not much here. You're thriving, huh? Some more food. Well, if they don't mind sharing, I don't mind taking. So, let's go look throughout this island. It's just ridiculous. I just come to see a lot of Kith's fools in this world that we call Aora. Rimmergan's bad enough, but this one is just... I mean, Rimmergan at least exists. This one, I'm sure it's just some... Oh, there, look at that. The drowned barrows. Probably a group of ogres who started that. Okay, so we don't have a choice. We want to go through this Junvik's village. Well, we're tough enough. We can go try seeing if we can kill these ogres and get the kid back. A mountain commands the northern horizon. Its cliff face the likeness of a rotted skull. Scavenger birds circle high above its peak in a morbid halo. Let's go north. As we approach the base of the mountain, the beating of drums reverberates from the skull's gaping mouth and vacant eye sockets. Let's just start at the bottom, step through the mouth. As we approach the base of the mountain, the beating of drums reverberates from the skull's gaping mouth and vacant eye sockets. The overhanging jaw and upper palate eclipse the sky. An echo of voices from the throat of the mountain signal that we aren't alone. Got some ogres to kill, boys.
Air is straight from one of my nightmares.
Oh, there's one. It's two-headed ogre. Okay, a Loth.
Something I don't
Or
see
sorry,
why
a
not.
dare. Get in there. There's a regular soldier there too. Human. Kith. Take the ogre down. Oh, there's a lot of them.
Stronger.
Okay, which means I have to take my sword up. Let's take this dwarf out. Another ogre. Adair, what are you doing?
Usually happen. I swear.
Don't whack him any harder. Lava beyond seek.
This isn't as effective as you seem to think.
No trouble at all.
They turned me into a pig. I'm changed into a pig.
Need something stronger.
Alright. Try to support against that ogre.
Lava beyond seek.
Okay, one ogre's down. One ogre's frightened. Thanks to me.
Take him.
Oh, good.
Damn it all. Can't move.
Lava beyond seek.
Let's go.
I'm feeling the strain.
Just like that.
I'm having some trouble moving through this. This thing isn't doing the job.
There's alright holding off the big guillotine. They're just taking care of the guards down here.
Just like that.
Take him down.
Oh, Adair's been turned into a pig. Even though he's still fighting.
I need something stronger.
Let's go.
Oh, good God. Position.
No good.
This ogre's almost dead.
Glory be.
Eoten. Now it's just this mage.
Sure.
Just like that's right.
Blood everywhere. Ugh. A lot of items to pick up.
Sure.
Alright, nobody took any injuries. We're fine. What's this? The thin tendrils of steam rise from the pool of sulfur. Well, it seems to be the main door there. I don't know what's ahead. More ogres. It's a strange place. Oh, we've got some more guards.
Oh, good.
Take him.
You don't whack him any harder.
Ow.
Just like that.
Right on time.
Good.
Let's go. Damn it all.
Sure tough to hurt sometimes.
Hey, I'm on it.
Okay. Another group down. Wow. All the items we're picking up to sell. We're gonna get a lot of copper off with just that. That's the statue. The eyes of the statue seem to follow me as I move about the room. A little creepy. Gold. Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here, but I was hoping for chests of gold and gems and stuff like that. Got a little bit of gold on the chest, not that much. So that goes up. Let's go this way. Let's go to the other side. In case we go through the middle, it's where their god is, and he or it summons everything in the whole mountain. Let's just try to clear out what we can first. Another big doorway over there. This is like they worship this god too. Copper pyre.
On it.
Miraculous healing. Tar loaf. Okay, let's go through the middle room then. Okay, what's in this room? There's a trap there.
Yeah.
Oh, one of these pillars that injures. Oh, I've got a gaping wound. There's another trap there. I'll try to bring it down.
Fine.
Okay, I've got to get out of the room or I'm gonna die. Ah, really hurt. Gaping wound. Critical injury. Major injury. I'm not going back in there. I didn't see any traps, but it doesn't mean that there isn't any more. Loth, aren't you the fastest? Huh. Hey, Dare.
What do you need?
You're the toughest. I don't know if that means anything. Okay, try to pull that thing on the other side.
Of course.
Switch.
We could rest. Much obliged.
Oh, you did it. But you're hurt too. Huh. Just how do we get past these things? Okay, that was easier than I thought it would be. Just destroy them.
Sure.
Right, I'll look for a trap. And I found it. And I think we should leave and get, and rest. This is too much. I'm almost dead. Let's get out of here. We'll rest on the side of the mountain. Hopefully they won't be able to see us. And then we'll go back in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.